So this is the kind of thing I was on about, Preston Tower. I mean, I'm only about 5 miles away from Beadnell and I'm the only one here, and it's such a beautiful spot. And you can climb all the way up to the top of the tower, which I'm going to do in a minute, and you'll see the fantastic view that there is from the top there. It's lovely and peaceful here. Northumberland's absolutely full of these little gems. You can just drive around the countryside and stumble upon them. But Preston Tower is actually a very historical building and has got connections way back to the Battle of Flodden. Well, I'm coming up the top of the tower now, and watch yourself in that tower because I've banged my head a couple of times already. Preston Tower was built in the late 14th century as a peel tower. These were fortified houses to guard against marauding border reivers, both English and Scots, one of which was a chap named Wullie Scott, who was caught red-handed rustling cattle. Although not connected with Preston Tower, the fate that awaited him was written down in poem by James Hogg and hangs in the tower here for all to see. I'll read it in the native Scots tongue. It's called Muckle Muth Meg. Wullie Scott was caught red-handed lifting Sir Gideon Murray's cattle. He was thrown into the dungeon to await the gallows. Lady Murray had other ideas, which she put to her husband. Wad ye hang sic a brisk and gallant young heir? And has thee hamely daughters aye suffer neglect? Though laird do the best of the forest sae fair, he'll marry the worst for the sake o' his neck. Sir Gideon told Wullie the terms on which his life would be spared, but when he saw the daughter, known to fame as Muckle Muth Meg, decided in favour of the gallows instead. Lead on the gallows then, Wullie replied. I'm now in your power, and ye carry it high. Nae sae daughter of yours shall e'er lie by my side. A Scots yeoman mind counts in nothing to die. At the hanging tree, Wullie pleaded for time, but Sir Gideon said, There is the hangman, and there is the priest. Make your choice. Wullie accepted the offer. What mattered quo, he thought her nose it belang, for noses bring luck, and it's welcome that brings. There is something weel fared in saucy grey een, but there be better than nane, and Anne's life is sae sweet. And what through her mouth be the maist I hae seen, fair Muckle Muth folk hae a luck for their meat. And that was Wullie Scott, and he had to marry Muckle Muth Meg. As it happened, the pair were a perfect match. Meg's kind and generous nature struck a chord with the handsome reiver, and they fell deeply in love for the rest of their days. It's a beautiful, peaceful place, this, and the tower is still remarkably intact, although I believe this is just the clock tower. But you can see why people love the romance of, history, and also it's a romantic place to come, especially if you can get it on a day like this.